Hello, hello,
Hello.
Today we're reviewing
hello.
the brand new episode for Star Wars Rebels Season 3, which is titled Zero Hour. Now, this is the final episode in the series, and let me tell you, I really enjoyed it. So we're
Hold
going
on, hold on. We're not live.
it should say that, and just refresh it, and it should come on.
I, I am.
To Holocron Transmissions, I'm your host, Nick, along with Patrick and Omadaun as my co-host. Want to say hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Today we're reviewing the brand new episode for Star Wars Rebels Season 3 titled Zero Hour. So we're going to go round the table and ask what everyone thinks about it. So we're going to start with Omadaun first. Omadaun, what do you think about this episode?
It was a very interesting take. I'm surprised at certain outcomes of characters not dying. It would have been a good point to put some character deaths, but what they did with the episode, really fantastic. Also shows the ingeniousness of Thrawn's planning and all that. And we got some comeuppances for characters we knew that weren't going to survive. And I think that was pretty interesting, the way they got their comeuppance.
Alright, let's move on to Patrick. Patrick, what do you think about this episode?
I love the spaceship battles. Very great stuff. I really, really did enjoy it. Also, too, lots of the great character development we got too a bit here, so really well as well. Overall, I'm very happy with it. Does have my little nitpicks, but other than that, though, I am very, very good with this episode for sure.
For me, I think it was a really great episode. A lot of character development and even certain depths as well. In this episode, how the rebels are prepared to sacrifice themselves to save others. And along with that, it was just a huge battle with Thrawn. And Thrawn knows everything about the rebels. So, who would like to start off by talking about this episode? Patrick, would you?
Yeah, I can talk about this episode. So, basically, this episode starts out very. This episode starts out very well for me. We get a good shot of one of the Imperial shuttles and whatnot, and then after that, we get Thrawn, of course, and we see that Thrawn is taking the security stuff very seriously. He wants to make sure that no one hears him, but of course, Kaz does. But I feel like he knew who Kaz was, the spy already and whatnot, which he did, because after he gives the information that he's going to, that he learns that the rebels are going to attack Lothal, Kaz goes and tries to warn the rebels, but Thrawn, of course, shows up and whatnot, and he only know that Kaz was the traitor scumbag that he fought.
If if Thrawn is one thing, he is a man of fucking details. And let's not overlook something that played later on in the episode, was the fact that when he's pointing out where the rebel base is,
Mm-hmm.
just doing trajectory and then going to his now there's nothing there. Actually, there's something there. It's a species that had this system mapped out in their artwork, and it's like it's not an imperial star map database, but it's there. It's
Oh.
like this plays into how Thrawn meticulously studies cultures and people to
Mm-hmm.
understand things, like things that people would just overlook. Using a piece of artwork, he found that star system. It's interesting the way he does things.
Oh yeah, definitely. I really love how he did that and shows how smart he really is and whatnot, and how
Mm-hmm.
much of a threat that you should take Thrawn. Thrawn is a big threat, and that's why I'll go into one of my two or three problems that are on this episode.
Can I just
But
Can I just say something
yeah.
here? Now, one problem what I did have with Thrawn in this episode, that he's taking orders from Tarkin. Now,
No, I don't have a problem with that because Tarkin is way much more above and higher than Grand Moff. I'm not Grand Moff, but
you have to.
Grand Admiral Thrawn.
You have to realize that Thrawn is a very, very high-ranking military officer, but when it comes to Moffs, Grand Moff in Star Wars, from what I understand, a Moff is sort of like a governor of a section of a system. A Grand Moff basically controls a giant section of the known galaxy. He is the Outer Rim Grand Moff.
Yeah, so he has
authority over that area.
Yeah, so he has way much more control over systems and other people than Grand Admiral Thrawn would have. Now, Grand Admiral Thrawn does have great power, of course, but he still has to speak to someone, and those two people, three people, will always be Tarkin, Vader, or Emperor Palpatine. And I really like the line, too, that he spoke of Palpatine, too, in this episode, that he's not doing it for himself, but he's doing it for
the Empire.
The Emperor.
The Emperor. Yeah.
That was very wonderful line there. I really do like that. And like I said, everything with Season 3 with Rebels with Thrawn has been great. Everything has been real great. There's just one problem I have, but we'll get to that later on. But let's continue on with the review, shall we?
Yep. So after that, we get to see that Thrawn goes to Alderaan, the Rebel system, and he has every single fleet from Lothal. And it was really cool, though, how he just commanded all of Lothal's ships to that section, which I really liked about it as well.
Mm-hmm.
And, it shows how much power Thrawn has towards the other, generals in the Empire.
Yeah, I really like how Thrawn dealt with the Rebels system and whatnot. He had everything planned out, everything perfect, and he was destroying them one by one. Attack, 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 death. And so and press 2, he know that they were going to do some sort of sneaky trick, because he studied the Rebels, and so they were. Ezra was going to look for help, but he couldn't do it without those gravity
beams.
Gravity controls.
Yeah.
Ships, they were in the way. But as of course the Empire, lots of people are selfish and greedy. So
this idiot just decides to go into the battle and try to stop the rebels. But Sato sacrificed himself for the rebellion.
Mm-hmm.
Now it shows how much they're willing to hope to sacrifice themselves for others. And that's why I really liked how in the show that they explain that more people will sacrifice themselves to save people in the rebellion. And that's one thing that the Empire doesn't do. They don't sacrifice themselves for others. They are just willing to die, just for freedom for both sides.
One thing I do have to love is that when he sends everybody, it's like, get off the ship. The two pilots there say, we're staying.
Mm-hmm.
There's an unsaid thing of respect for this man who's a military commander. It's like how much respect they have for him, as opposed to the admiral there who decided he wanted to go AWOL on
Thrawn. And the
Thrawn
thing is, if the admiral did not mess up there, Thrawn would have destroyed the rebels easily. No doubt about it. But that's what happens when you don't pay attention to a guy who's dealt with these rebels and has studied them for a long time. When he's higher ranked than you, there's a good reason for that higher rank. Also, too, just want to say, if you guys have any questions or want to say anything in the comments, put them down, let us know, and we'll answer them for you. But let's continue.
And I do have to say, the one who got himself killed being stupid and disobeying Admiral Thrawn, he's been doing this the entire season. And this was like the great comeuppance for, it's like, you cross him and cross him and cross him, and Thrawn is going to let you hang yourself by your own noose.
Oh, yeah.
Thrawn is not someone to be trifled with. He's intelligent, and he's cold and calculating the way he does things.
Mm-hmm.
And I do have to say, he had so much of this planned out and made contingencies. It felt very much like reading the Grand Admiral Heir to the Empire trilogy, where Thrawn commanded that fleet and just systematically took out the New Republic's armadas left and right. I think that was brilliant, and this felt like on a very much smaller scale that exact type of thing, and it felt beautiful the way it was done.
Oh yeah, very beautiful. I really did like it a lot. How do we feel about Ezra getting help from Sabine super soon and whatnot, from when she was going to help her clan?
Now, I really like the idea that Ezra, went for Sabine and Kanan went with Bendu, but I felt like, Ezra had a chance on getting, Clan Ren to their side, and it's going to go to a point where we get to see the Mandalorian Civil War, maybe in Season 4, which I'm kind of
most likely. Yeah, we're going to see that in Season 4 for sure. Now, let's talk about Bendu here for a second. Was it a good thing to bring Bendu in this? I say yes and no. What about you guys?
I'm kind of on both sides, to be honest.
I actually say yes. For before we say Bendu, I have to say it made perfect sense for Ezra to go to Sabine, because she's pretty much family to him and like the only person he has to turn to. Perfect sense. That's the only place he's going to be able to get anybody, and even it was a chore for him to get her help because they're in the middle of a clan warfare and they're stretched thin.
Oh, yeah.
Even the little help that they did give was brilliantly done. And you saw the strategy that even Sabine came up with because she knew how the weaponry worked and everything. Even the shield array that the rebels were using was something that Sabine made before leaving, which was a nice little thing to think about.
Oh yeah, for sure. I just want to say another thing too is the spaceship battles in this episode too were amazing. I just loved them so much.
Especially for a TV budget.
Oh, I mean, it's great. I mean, like I say, in the Clone Wars, they know how to do the spaceship battles there. Here, same thing. They know how to do them. They know how to make them fun. I was giggling in my seat in this episode of the spaceship battles. They were wonderful. So let's go to the ground assault now of when Thrawn attacks the rebel base, because he first shot them down with the Star Destroyers, makes the shield weaker and whatnot, but that was just a little hint of fun. And then he goes into ground formation and whatnot to finally wipe some of them out, but also to take prisoners and whatnot, as Tarkin said. We see Thrawn's great strategy plan, sending in the shitty walkers first to show what the rebels are going to do about this, and then after that send in the big guns and the strategy-wise after knowing what their defense is and whatnot, which was very smart of him to do.
I look at Thrawn as he's very much the antithesis of the cold calculating arm of the Empire. And the way he was doing it was on multiple levels different things. One, to force them into a corner. Two, to wear them down and wear out any resources of fight back that they had, weaponry and whatnot. That's why he sent in the small walkers, easy to get rid of all the mines. 3, instill terror. What's the worst thing you can do to people? Take away their hope. He took away their escape. He took away their ability to defend themselves against the bombardment, because they could have easily destroyed them doing that. But he was there specifically to collect the heads, not to kill them. And it's
well,
just
besides the Jedi.
Can I say something right
he
here?
was being sent to take out live people, generals and such.
Yes,
he could have destroyed that base, didn't. And it just add more fear to the fact. And then saying in the troops, they think they won. There comes the four-legged beast themselves just to tear them apart. Just like everything was there to meticulously tear their resolve down to the point where they were freaking surrounded. They had no place they could go. They were captured until Bendu's Force Storm.
Now, can I just say one thing? Basically, I really like the way how Kanan comes in to save Rex and Seb, of course, how he just takes out one of the walkers, and it was like, Seb says, "Oh, I'm glad you can join us."
Yeah.
That's the one scene what I really liked about Kanan in this episode as well.
Oh yeah, that was very nice too. Let's get into the Bendu part here. I really like Bendu was not on both sides. I mean, Bendu was not on one side. He was not on either side. He went. Yeah, he kept saying that, and Kanan did make a good point. It's like you can't always be in the middle. You can't always be neutral. You have to take a side, and it does show in this episode that Bendu just wants his planet, so he wants everyone gone. He doesn't care if you're dark or light. Leave, especially to Kanan after Kanan made Bendu pissed off. Now, what I really was loving about this scene here coming up was that I thought that, oh great, Thrawn's going to die by Bendu, wonderful. No, Thrawn shows how badass he is. He's saying, hey, fire here, boom, takes down Bendu.
And what I really loved about the scene, it's kind of like giving a feel from season 6 of Clone Wars when we saw Darth Bane as like that figure what Bendu had.
Yeah, but I'm really happy in showing that Thrawn is not afraid of Jedi tricks or Jedi magic, you could say, or trickery, as he said in the episode, I think. But I really, really did like that. And when he walked up to Bendu at the end there,
and he's telling him about his future, how he's gonna die.
Now let's go into the thing I hate. That I hate. I did not like I see you're surrounded by hands, and fuck off. Don't give us like his fate of how he would die or something or like that. It's I don't know. That bugs the shit out of me.
To be fair, we all know how he's going to die. This is Thrawn. He's always going to die by the hands that served him.
Well, yeah,
that's how he died in the EU.
Yeah, I guess you're right. But the thing is, though, I don't know. I have a little bad scratch hearing that. And plus, Thrawn's reaction to that was like, he got pissed. It's like, I don't feel Thrawn should got pissed from that.
I don't think he got pissed.
No, you can tell. You can tell. You look at his face.
It wasn't a look of being pissed. It was like a kind of a surprise, and then he's thinking.
I sense him being a little bit mad or pissed, because that's how I felt when watching that, and that's the only one. Nothing too bad, but for me, I was a little bit nitpicking with that a bit.
I think you're seeing anger where it wasn't anger. It's more of like trying to figure out who it is now. It's more of like the analytical part of his mind. It kind of took him back, and then analytical part of his mind's going, and then Bendu is gone. One with the Force. And I will say this about the Bendu part. I love the fact that, again, what we were saying with you can't be a fence sitter, and then it seemed like Kanan was like, look, I need to save my people. You need to choose a side. It's like, you can't do this. I'm going to fucking piss you off every way. Oops, I may have pissed you off too much. And what was great was, like, since that bit, you had the slow encroaching storm moving towards Chopper Base. And it's just like, I was waiting for the storm to hit. Because you just kept seeing those clouds creep closer and closer.
Yeah. Let's talk about the end of the episode now. After that, we're going to people's questions or thoughts, if they have any in the comments below. The end of the episode with them all freeing and whatnot, and going to the Lovin system. Hint, hint, witch, nudge, nudge. Very nice. I don't know if I was at first. I was not okay seeing Agent Callus surviving.
I thought he was going to die in this episode, to be honest, after when he was getting tortured by Thrawn, along with Death Troopers as well.
Now, the only reason why I think they kept him alive is so then they could develop his character a bit more.
And kill him off on season 4, probably.
Yeah, if they do develop his character and develop his relationship with... I want his relationship to develop with Seb a bit more. That's where I'll be okay with him surviving, because like I said, here's our problem I'm gonna go into again, and I might even make a rant with this with Rebels with this, is that we didn't got any true big giant impact. I mean, the general died, but do we all really cared about the general? Really? No, not really. The base got destroyed. Awesome. Shows how great Thrawn is with that. Shows Rebels dying. Cool. But there was no... The problem with the ending was, like, I understand with Kanan, like, Ezra was down about, right? That's how it should have been. It should have been a down moment. Like, great, this is lost. We're screwed, right? Like, people should have all been like that, you know? I mean, you can kind of seen it, but you didn't got that being like, we lost today. But we need to fight again. We didn't get that thing. It's like, oh, we got out there, we're good, we're okay, happy-ish ending a bit, you know? Now, it didn't look like it, but it felt like it, if you get what I'm trying to say here,
Yeah.
how the music was playing and whatnot. We could have a little bit more down tone with that. But other than that, I was okay with the ending, but I was really wanting to see a big death in this season 3 finale. Besides Bendu and the general, which, you know what, Bendu's cool, but do fans really care if Bendu dies? I don't think so. The general, no one cares. No one cares.
Now,
so I was hoping for at least a big death or a big injury or something happening to one of our main characters, but of course, Rebels, Disney XD, nothing happened. But I'm still
We
happy,
did have
though.
the death of one of the generals in the rebel army.
Yeah, that's what I said, but no one cares about him. Fuck him. What I'm trying to say is the main characters who've been following through season 1. But we'll see what they do in season 4. Let's see if they actually put more stakes higher, which should be, the stakes should be a lot more higher, especially after this attack, you know?
Okay.
It should not be like, oh, all Rebels friendly thing and what I'm not saying that take the humor away from Rebels. No, keep it a bit, you know, but make sure that we get the stakes a little bit more higher. Bring in Vader. And also, too, how about this, too, Rebels? Answer the questions from Season 2 and questions you made in Season 3. How about that? Where's Ahsoka? Where's Ahsoka?
Where's the clones as
What happened
well?
to their clones? I'm sorry, I'm going to get into the rant here. It's because was a cool episode. I enjoy it, but I was hoping for a little hint of what happened to Ahsoka, maybe, or something at the end to guide us into Season 4 or something. Nothing. And here's the thing. I love this episode. Don't get me wrong. I love Thrawn. Thrawn has become one of my favorite characters now because of this, because of Rebels. But if Season 4 keeps on giving us questions but doesn't give us answers, then I'm definitely done with Rebels for sure. They need to answer their questions they've made. If they don't, then that is bad.
Now,
Very bad.
Can I just say something right here? What I really liked about the ending as well with Kanan and Ezra's relationship, how, it shows Kanan has taught Ezra everything that he knew when he was a Jedi and a Padawan, and it... Alec.
Yeah, okay, so want to mic there. So overall, though, this was a very good episode, I think. Do we want to go into ratings here? Yes, let's go into ratings here. Omadaun, do you want to go into your ratings?
I rate this a 10 out of 10. Great story building, character building, and the fact that we're starting to see now the downfall of Thrawn will begin, because now he's going to become more suspicious, and it looked like Bindu was going to be hinting at maybe the woman there. I can't remember her name. Maybe she will be his downfall or something. Or
Yeah.
maybe with hands they were making a hint at the Emperor Vader choking him to death.
I'm back, guys. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
I'm back. So what I was saying before is I really liked how they touched upon Kanan and Ezra's relationship in this episode at the very end. How, Kanan has taught Ezra everything that he knows from when he was a Padawan and a Jedi Knight. And I really liked how they're, it's hinting that they're going to die, or Kanan's going to die at some point in the show.
That he's taught him everything he knows. He's not fully trained himself.
Mm-hmm.
We're moving on to ratings, though. Let's finish what Omadaun was saying. Omadaun.
Yeah. Not to mention the fact that we've had Bindu, who's basically, for the most part, been helping the Jedi. Now he's saying, you do realize I've constantly been telling you I am on nobody's side here.
Mm-hmm.
More of like, I was interested. And why is he by himself on this forgotten planet? That seems to be very interesting with Bindu. Where did he go? There's stuff to be said about this, as well as the fact that now we're having the rebels being pushed to seek out new places to hide. What a great way to use Callus here is to help build more defensible systems that they can hide from the Empire. Since he was this head security man and worked under Thrawn, he learned a lot of shit.
Oh yeah. We're getting to my ratings now here. I'll give it a 9 out of 10. This was a real great episode. I felt like Kid had lots of parts of this episode. It was a very, very great episode. Just have my little nitpicks, and I'm still upset with Rebels not answering questions yet as they should, or at least give us hints. They have not given us hints at all. But Thrawn, of course, always makes this episode great. Kanan and Ezra make this episode great. How they dealt with it. Guys, come on. We know Kanan and Hera are boning. We know they're fucking. Just give us a kissing, or give us a kiss, like her kissing him on the cheek or something. Come on already. Don't do this PG, like, okay, you know they're in a relationship, but we're not going to show any physical contact of any kind.
You want a bit of that Han Solo Leia action going.
I just want something to show that, what's going to happen, not what's going to happen. There's some love between them, because you've seen it. You know that they have a relationship together, And I just feel like they're just like, oh, because it's a kid show, we don't want to show them kissing, or we don't show them doing love stuff. You get what I mean? It just feels kind of eh. But other than all that stuff and my little problem with the ending a bit, this was still a real great episode. I can watch it again and again with no real problems, just little nitpicks. So that's why I'm giving it a great 9 out of 10. Nick.
For me, this episode was a really good final episode for Star Wars Rebels Season 3, because it shows, how devastated the rebels are after their defeat on Alteron Rebel Base, and it shows how scared that everyone is after the aftermath from Thrawn. And I think that Thrawn is definitely going to die at some point in season 4. Maybe not the first episode, probably about episode 10 or even.
It better not be the first episode. He should die at the last episode.
Exactly.
So
we've had all this season to build him up. Now all of season 10 to destroy everything he's built. I mean, season 10, season 4.
For the ratings, I'll give it a 9 out of 10 as well. It was really good. It was really well written, and I didn't have any problems with it whatsoever.
Very good. Very good. If anyone has any questions about the episode or wants to say something to us in the comments, type something down, let us know and whatnot. We let it go for about 30 seconds or a minute and whatnot and see what happens. If nothing happens, we leave and whatnot and all of that. So, I can't wait for Season 4. Season 4 is going to be, I think, better than any of the seasons. And for sure, it'll be better, see Ahsoka in Season 4.
Or even a mention of her.
No, not a mention. They've been pulling this stuff, they've been pulling the Ahsoka stuff away for way too long. We need to see what happened. We need to see Ahsoka. Because
you want closure.
Yeah, we need closure. If we don't have closure for something very big, a big episode, a big thing happening, and they're just going to fart it in the wind, that's stupid. That's so dumb. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just, I'm hoping that Season 4 gives us everything that we want. No filler episodes and no singing droids. Please. Oh God. No singing droids.
What a wonderful thing.
Shut your face.
It's beautiful, beautiful.
It was so funny though with AP5 how he thought he was going to get left behind by the rebels, how he's running fast to try and catch up with them.
So it looks like we got no comments and whatnot, but like I said, after this is uploading and whatnot, leave a comment down below and let us know what you think of the episode and whatnot, and tell us your predictions at Season 4, what you'd like to see in Season 4, or maybe what you would have liked to see in the season finale of this season and whatnot. Like I said, thank you all for watching.
And don't forget, may the Force be with you always.